welcome to Hansen Technologies and this instructional video on servicing and maintaining Hansen control valves. My name is Samantha, and on behalf of all of us here, thank you for being a Hansen customer. Your business is much appreciated. Today at our corporate headquarters in Burridge, Illinois, we will lead you through the process of servicing and maintaining Hansen valves. As you know, Hansen control valves are designed and built to the highest quality in the refrigeration industry. But to live up to this quality, control valves must be correctly chosen, properly installed and periodically serviced. The great news is that Hansen has made this process easier to do than anyone in the industry. This video will provide a complete list of parts and tools you'll be needing, along with clear and precise instructions leading you step by step through servicing and maintaining Hansen control valves. In a moment, we will begin the instructional portion of this video with Hansen employees Mike and Mark leading the demonstration. I would like to offer a quick reminder that this video is not meant to replace standard operating procedures in your facility, and I urge you to always follow the Hansen safety precautions sheet. Thank you once again for supporting Hansen Technologies. We hope this video proves helpful and informative.
Hello, I'm Mike, and I'll be guiding you through the rest of this instructional video. Before we move on to Mark's demonstration, you'll need to know the parts and replacement kits as described in Hansen technical bulletins, along with common service tools described and shown in this video. The following parts and replacement kits are needed: gasket kits for each size and style, extra flange gaskets, bare solenoid coils, solenoid tube, plunger kit, V-port kit, seat kits, piston kit, strainer baskets. Please remember that this video is only to be used as an aid or guideline in servicing Hansen control valves. It's not meant to replace standard operating procedures in your facility. You should always follow plant safety regulations and safe operating practices. Please refer to Hansen's safety precaution sheet for a quick review of safety issues regarding the valves. The safety precautions must be read completely and understood before servicing any Hansen valve. Only qualified, knowledgeable, and trained refrigeration technicians should install, operate, or service the valves. Stated temperature and pressure limits should not be exceeded. In the attempt to make this video as effective as possible, we have divided our service demonstration into 3 parts. First, we will be leading you through servicing the standard HA4A valve with port sizes from 3/4 inch to 1 1/4. The second section will concentrate on the bigger port sizes, 1.5 inch to 6 inch, and show you the dual control modules of the HA4AD. The third and final section of the video will demonstrate the ease of changing Hansen's screw and control module pilots. The steps for this process are the same regardless of the valve size. In this section, we will also demonstrate servicing the pilots in detail. We begin with the 3/4 inch to 1 1/4 inch port sizes for the HA4A regulator. Be sure to follow plant safety regulations and plant safe operating processes. To begin servicing this valve, remove seal cap and ensure the manual opening stem is in the fully automatic position by turning counterclockwise. To begin, use a 3/8 inch male hexagon wrench to loosen the 4 adapter bolts. Carefully break gasket seal before removing screws. Proceed slowly to avoid any refrigerant which may still remain in the valve. Now remove adapter screws and adapter. Use gasket scraper, putty knife, or flathead screwdriver to remove gasket. Be careful not to nick gasket surface. Remove piston using needle nose pliers. Next, remove the 2-inch hex bottom cap to service the valve V-port. Inspect the V-port for wear or damage. Check Teflon seat for damage. If necessary, V-port tapered seat may be reconditioned by removing up to 0.04 inches or 1 millimeter of Teflon from it on a lathe. Follow this by inspecting main valve and seat for nicks, marks, or damage. Main valve seat may be lapped by hand or power drill to remove marks. Next, inspect piston bore for nicks, marks, or damage. Inspect disc piston for burrs, nicks, and other damage, and remove any burrs and nicks that are present. Clean, polish, or replace parts as necessary. Clean or replace piston if necessary. Long life seal on piston need only be replaced when damaged or severely worn. Lightly lubricate all parts and gaskets with soft rag or brush containing refrigerant oil. If replacing the disc piston seal, make sure the seal is properly installed with the edge up and does not twist during installation. We will now begin reassembling the valve. Insert the V-port, spring, and bottom cap. Tighten the bottom cap. Be sure to check the spring is properly inserted. Insert the piston. Press down on piston to ensure that it moves freely. Align hole in the gasket with the hole in the valve body. Next, replace the adapter. Do not leave stem partially open when reassembling because it may be dynamically damaged. Be sure to align outside adapter hole with the hole in the valve body. Grease adapter screws, insert and tighten in a crisscross pattern. Replace seal cap. Carefully check entire valve for leaks before restoring to service. In this next section, we will demonstrate servicing the HA4AD 1.5 inch to 6 inch pressure regulator. We don't want to be redundant, but we can't stress safety enough. Remember that this video is not meant to replace standard operating procedures in your facility. Always follow plant safety regulations and safe operating practices. To begin servicing this valve, remove seal cap and ensure the manual opening stem is in the fully automatic position by turning counterclockwise. Begin by loosening the adapter screws using an adjustable wrench. Carefully break gasket seal before removing screws. Proceed slowly to avoid any refrigerant which may still remain in the valve. Now remove adapter screws and adapter. Use gasket scraper, putty knife, or flathead screwdriver to remove gasket. Be careful not to nick gasket service. Remove piston by inserting a 1/4-20 threaded screw into the center of the piston and lift straight up. For 5 and 6 inch valves, use a 3/8-16 threaded screw. Inspect pistons for nicks, marks, or damage, and remove any burrs and nicks that are present. Clean or replace piston if necessary. Long life seal on the piston need only be replaced when damaged or severely worn. If replacing the piston disc seal, make sure the seal is properly installed with the edge up and does not twist during installation. Inspect piston bore for burrs, nicks, or other damage. Notice that Hansen valves with port sizes 1.5 inch through 6 inch have a removable stainless steel seat ring. Normally, they should not require replacement. However, to access the V-port seat and closing spring for inspection, the seat ring must first be removed. Today we'll be demonstrating the preferred and easiest method of removing the seat ring. Please refer to your Hansen literature for details on other methods. To remove seat ring for inspection, first remove small hex head seat screw with 3/8 inch socket wrench. Insert 1/2 inch drive ratchet with extension inside center hole of the seat ring tool. Carefully place seat ring tool inside the valve on top of the V-port. Push downward until the V-port is below the seat ring while aligning seat ring tool notches with the seat ring ears. Now, engage the seat ring tool and turn counterclockwise to loosen seat ring while applying downward pressure. Remove the seat ring, V-port, and spring. Look at the seat ring O-ring and replace it if it appears swollen or cracked, or if it has small cuts. Inspect the seat ring, V-port seat, closing spring for nicks, marks, or other damage. The seat ring may be lapped by hand or power drill to remove marks. Check Teflon seat for damage. The V-port tapered seat may be reconditioned by removing up to 0.04 inch or 1 millimeter of Teflon from it on a lathe. Next, grease and replace seat seal O-ring. Clean, polish, or replace parts as necessary. Lightly lubricate all parts and gaskets with soft rag or brush containing refrigerant oil before reassembling valve. Now begin reassembling the valve. Install closing spring and V-port seat into body by first inserting spring into machined nest. Follow by inserting the seat ring V-port assembly into the body and hand start threads. Then use seat ring tool to tighten. Install seat ring set screw using a 3/8 inch drive ratchet with extension with 3/8 inch socket. You may insert the set screw into one of the two holes, depending upon where the seat ring V-port assembly is located. Be careful not to over-tighten. Using set screw, install piston and push down to ensure free movement. Please note, 5-inch and 6-inch valves have dual O-ring adapter seals. Align hole in the gasket with the hole in the valve body. Next, replace the adapter. Be sure to align outside adapter hole with the hole in the valve body. Do not leave stem partially open when reassembling because it may be dynamically damaged. Grease adapter screws, insert and tighten in a crisscross pattern. Replace seal cap. Carefully check entire valve for leaks before restoring it to service. This final section of the video will demonstrate how to change and service control modules, specifically solenoids and pressure pilots. We don't want to be redundant, but we can't stress safety enough. Remember that this video is not meant to replace standard operating procedures and safe operating practices in your facility. To check solenoid control module of the valve, begin by unscrewing the mounting nut for coil and remove washer. Then lift coil housing away from the valve. Proceed by loosening the 4 solenoid tube screws. Carefully break seal before removing screws. Proceed slowly to avoid any refrigerant which may still remain in the valve. Remove solenoid tube and plunger from valve. Inspect Teflon seat and stainless steel pilot seat orifice for dirt and damage. Clean, polish, or replace parts as necessary. Continue by lightly oiling the solenoid tube quad ring seal. After this is done, reassemble pilot section of valve. Replace with new quad ring seal. Then reposition the electrical coil housing, washer, and mounting nut. Carefully check entire valve for leaks before reconnecting the electrical power from the coil and restoring to service. In this final section, we will demonstrate the quick and easy replacement of Hansen control modules along with how to service the module. Because of their screw-in design, Hansen control modules can be quickly and easily changed in the field. This enables prompt return of normal refrigeration service. To change a Hansen control module, start with an adjustable wrench. Remove the control module by turning counterclockwise. Carefully break gasket seal before removing module completely. Proceed slowly to avoid any refrigerant which may still remain in the valve. Now remove module. Using gasket scraper, putty knife, or flathead screwdriver to remove gasket. Be careful not to nick gasket surface. Replace with new gasket and install new control module. Tighten with adjustable wrench, turning clockwise. Carefully check entire valve for leaks before reconnecting the electrical power from the coil and restoring to service. Now, depending on your operations, you may choose to service the pilot you just removed. However, for many Hansen customers, it is cost-effective to simply replace the control modules. For those of you who choose to service these control modules, we will demonstrate the procedure. When removing seal cap, take special notice of any refrigerant that may remain. Turning adjusting stem counterclockwise completely minimizes spring force on assembly. Loosen control module bonnet bolts completely and break the seal before removing bolts. Inspect for damage or corrosion. Clean or replace as necessary. Remove the diaphragm and gaskets. Remove bonnet spring follower and adjustment stem assembly. Inspect seat, diaphragm, follower, and stem assembly. Clean and polish as necessary. Install new O-rings. Lightly lubricate all parts and gaskets with soft rag or brush containing refrigerant oil. Begin reassembly. Install the adjustable stem and spring follower, placing the pin into groove. Install spring and upper spring rest. Next, install the lower spring rest. Install the diaphragm follower. Be sure O-ring doesn't get pinched. Install new lower thick black gasket to body of pilot. Next, place the diaphragm with dome side up. Install upper thin green gasket. Next, place bonnet on top of the entire assembly. Grease bolts and install. Tighten in a crisscross manner. That completes our demonstration of servicing Hansen control valves.
We hope this video has been helpful and has shown you the ease at which Hansen valves are maintained and serviced. We are confident that our valves are the most reliable and durable on the market. So on behalf of all of us here at Hansen Technologies, thank you.